Hello everyone, welcome to Homeschool Autism Life. My name is Jamie. Today's video, I am super excited about it. I want to say without much further ado, because I have been kind of teasing this video for a while, not because I'm trying to get more views or anything like that, but because I've been really excited about the idea of doing a Gather Round Homeschool Unit for the second time. And I'm thinking that I have said at the very beginning that I didn't want to do it just all the way through as is, just upping my children's level. So if they were in upper elementary when we did it the first time, they'll be in early or middle school this time. I didn't want to do that just straight across. I want to help them grow and learn. And with Gather Round Homeschool Units, they only have 20 lessons. And so there was no way that they were going to be able to make the whole of the continent, do each and every country. And even after doing it the second time, we still won't hit all of the countries in Africa. But I feel really confident that this is going to be awesome and fun. And I'm really I'm thrilled with Gather Round Homeschool and the Continents Unit, because I look at it and I go, my kids have a better grasp of geography than I ever did. We just finished our last Connecting Continents unit, which was Antarctica, and we're going to be able to, my daughter's just going into grade 8 in September, and so there's going to be 5 years that we're going to be able to do this exact thing over again with each of the continents, and I'm very excited. We're not going to do Antarctica again because it was more of a history unit, because there's not a lot of names and places and flags, and there's no population, there's no anything like that. It's more of a science outpost, and so I don't feel like that's necessary. I feel like my kids have a grasp of where Antarctica is. And so this is going to be what we're going to do for the foreseeable future. My daughter and I is going to be able to do the second version of the Connecting Continents unit from Gather Round Homeschool with a twist. So the twist is what I'm going to be talking about today. So my plan is that we are going to, I use these pages for the first time ever this time around. I'm going to use this to plan out which ones I'm going to do. So I'm going to do 10 of the units so that they already have, just to reinforce some of where those main countries are. And then I've already picked out 10 that we are going to make our own teacher's guides with. And I'm very excited because the reason why it took me so long to do this is just I had to have the time to build a template. And so I will be showing you the template in a minute. But so we're going to do the upped, so my daughter Inara is in middle school. This is her last year in middle school. So I'm going to be printing her middle pages, and upper elementary for my Sienna. But I have the lesson number down. So we're going to do lesson 1, lesson 3, lesson 6, lesson 4, lesson 7. And I'm just going to print those pages out. And we're going to do those on days when we have extracurricular activities. So my girls are going to be in dance on Thursday, and I want to just make sure that we're not, taking too long to get certain things done. And then the ones that we're going to learn and use this template with is Algeria, Libya, I'm going to say this wrong, Mauritania, maybe, I have to figure that out, Chad, Ghana is another one. Djibouti, I figured I had to do that one just because it's a fun country to say. Ethiopia, oh no, that's one. Cameroon, Rwanda, Angola, and Malawi are the countries we're going to learn about, but we're going to learn about by figuring it out ourselves. So I'm very excited. And it's already kind of planned out in my head. So when we're supposed to be doing gather round time in our day, instead we're going to pull these out and they will become a part of my teacher's guide. But because we built it, it will be pretty fun. So the welcome to, they're going to write the country that we're studying. We're going to probably do the flag, and then a rough introduction. So if you look at a Gather Round Homeschool from the Connecting Continents unit, they have these headings. So it's the flag and the picture of a map, so we might do that up there as well. The introduction, they have an introduction to the country, so we're going to do research on the computer together, the three of us, and we're going to maybe pick up some pictures that we can add to this little bundle. We're going to learn about all the facts that we need. So the next page is just a plain one. I figured, I was like, one fancy page is enough. So they have a quick facts in the corner, so we're going to do that. What's the population of Angola? What's the government type? Size of the country? What's the capital city? Their official languages and famous landmarks. And then we'll do some land and animal information that we can find. And then food. So I left this wide open because my daughter loves all things food and cooking and baking and stuff. So I want to give her time to figure out some things and maybe have pictures, something like that. And then the last page, maybe some recipes too. The last page is their history and culture, and then any like did you know facts, so anything that they can find that's of interest. And so I have literally 10 of these. This is the next unit that we would be doing, and it's all the same pages. So this is just my template, and we will fill all of that in, which I'm very excited about. I think it's going to be fun. Now, I'm not going to show you all of the books that we're going to be doing, but I wanted to show you, I found this at our local thrift store and I was like, score. This is not necessarily a part of the stuff that we're going to be writing ourselves, because this is very much about Egypt, excuse me. It's about Africa, but it's about Egypt. It was the treasures of Tutankhamun when they found his tomb. And so this is just one of the fun books, but we will look mostly on the computer, I think, just because our library is kind of meh sometimes, especially for bringing in books that aren't in our particular library. But I want them to learn about how to look up books that are particularly about what we're talking about, and finding interesting books that can give them the same information. And we'll talk about things like finding out, there's tons of little pockets and stuff about what they found and stuff. This book is like a treasure. And so like there's a lot that I want to do to really encourage and help them understand what it's like to do a research paper or to look things up, and how do I corroborate one piece of information with another. We're just not looking on Wikipedia and calling it a day. And so this is also a part of me preparing my 8th grader, my soon-to-be 8th grader, for high school, and her being able to look things up and figure out how to write papers and all of the things that she's going to need to do. We'll also do like just books. This one is, I think, this one's a living book. And again, these aren't like specific to what we're going to be researching, but I had a whole bunch of stuff on Egypt because it's easy to find Egypt stuffed. So Egypt stuffed. There we go. So, but there's going to be like books and the internet, and merging those things together, and then finding things to make it fun for them and where they find enjoyment. And yeah, so I'm really excited. I think when it came to redoing units from Gather Round Homeschool, I loved the idea specifically for Mr. Darian. I love being able to have pages at different levels and be able to do that even when he's like 25, 26, if he's still at home and I need to give him something to, you know, activate his brain and stuff. But for my girls, I kind of felt like if I just did it straight, it would be redundant because they have a pretty good memory for things. And so I just really, not Sienna, but Anara really does. Sienna, she could learn things over and over again and it would be awesome. But for my Anara, she's very much like, we did this, Mommy, we did this. And so I really wanted to say, okay, we have some easy days in the week and then we have days that are a little bit more challenging, but you guys get to speak into this and you guys get to be a part of us choosing and picking how you're going to write the teacher's guide. And so I think it's going to be an epic way to do Africa again, and I'm really excited. I think it's going to really go well. As far as doing other units from Gather Round a second time, I'm not sure yet. I think I'm still thinking, especially for high school for Inara, we have a whole bunch of units, and I will leave a link down below to the units that we're going to do for next year. But I have a whole bunch of units for this year, and then I think grade 9 through 12 we're going to treat as high school because I want an extra year to like really beef up her just her scores and stuff so that we don't feel like we're running out of time. In Canada, high school technically starts in grade 10, but I want to give myself an extra year to be like, okay, and now we're doing this. So that's going to be the trade-off, is trying to decide if I'm going to be using Gather Round Homeschool for high school or if I'm not. And so I'm still trying to decide and seeking God's face about what he thinks would be best for my girls. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was worth the wait. I felt so bad because I was like, and I'm going to say it again and I'm not going to have it ready. But I'm hoping that it was worth the wait, that you actually enjoyed the ideas and that it sparked some ideas in you if you use the Gather Round Homeschool as well. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video and have a wonderful day. Talk to you later. Bye.